are interested in game development, then I encourage you to take the other class called game. There's a mobile game, there's a game device, and there's a game development using Unity 3D. It's really cool. If you haven't tried that at all, go try it out. It's free. Another one that I highly recommend is called the Unreal. If you heard of that before already, it's by Epic Games. And their game engine is just so phenomenal. You know, I tried it, and the realism and the graphics and all the stuff is just amazing. So that's something I am currently exploring, and because I do own a company that we develop games, and we're thinking about developing something like that in the next couple of years or so using the Unreal engine. We try Unity 3D. It's great, but I think the quality of the graphics is not that great compared to Unreal, and so we're switching over to Unreal, and it's just amazing. But nonetheless, you can still build games using C#. Okay, so let me know when you are in here, and I think this is the one that we created last time, where we load the game and we go to the town, and we see these 4 quests. So today I'm going to try and see how far we go with, completing maybe one of these quests. And we'll just do a really simple ones, and then you can, start from there to build yours and see how far you go. And I don't remember, but let's see if I play this. What does it look like? Okay, so we have the start here. And you can break this down into 3 or 4 lines, and so you click, you show one message, it's just dialog, right? Click next, or continue, and to the end of that line, and then you continue would then load the menu screen here. Again, I don't have the graphics yet, apologize. And then from here you can set options. Okay, I'm still waiting. I don't remember if I sent an email to you guys, Team 4, that I needed the entire file, not just the single file. So if you want to resubmit that, if you did already, that's great. I'll check it out. But if you haven't, just resubmit that again. And then we see the credits, so that's working great. And that's to quit the game. And then when we start, it loads this main screen here. I did not center this. It should have been centered. And we should also remove all these buttons here as well, right? And then we have a background here. I suppose that this background would look very similar to the one that you guys provided for the main menu. It's a little green background. Or if you have a different one, we can swap. That's cool too. And then from here, we can go to Quest1, and then we'll click Quest1. Then that's what that game starts for that journey. Okay, so we currently have the bounty hunter, and we spell that. We're going to fix that. And the current HP is full. Okay, so the goal is now we're going to go to Quest1, and from there we can just go right into the battle scene. Okay, so we have a little monster, and then we'll just attack. Okay, to make it a little more exciting, you would say, show some dialogues, explain what's going on there. And you might have like options. You have, if it's in a building, you can have like 2 or 3 doors. You have to pick one door. Or if it's in the forest, you might pick, different routes, or maybe different caves, right? And as you pick one of those caves or those options, then in that door, in that scene, whatever it is, could be a battle scene, or it could be just another journey within itself. Okay, and then the main menu will load the main menu again, and so on. Alright, so let's fix this first. Fix the bounty name. I mistyped that, and we'll remove the menu here so that it's all consistent. We'll center this in the screen too. It is not centered. When we quit, it just quit the game. Okay, so if you remember, if you go to the main town menu over here, main town, open that, and we're going to change some of these properties. I think the name is already form main town, so that's good. We're going to go and then remove the form border style, right? It's not set to sizable. We want to change it to none. So you can see there's no more buttons to close it. The only way to get out of this is through the quit button. And then if you scroll down to the start position, you want to set to center. Okay, so we set that. So now it's center. And of course, if you want to change background, maybe we should change the background color so that we know. Usually we'll replace that with the graphics, but for now, just the background color is fine. So back color, I'll change that to, since it's going to be a town, so make it like kind of greenish, maybe like a dark green, something like that. Maybe hard to see, huh? It's just green, I guess. Well, I guess it doesn't matter. I like the dark green. Okay, and then the font here is hard to see, so let's make that this. You can select both of them, click, and then Control click, and we'll change the color to the font color to just white. So you make that just a custom white. So there they are. Let's see, this is called, what's the name of this one? That's the label HP level, and this is the label name. Hero name, yeah. Okay, so now say that we're going to work with the Quest1. Okay, so that means we have to create a form for the Quest1 here first. So why don't we do that now? Just click anywhere in here. Make sure your mouse is, so you select one of these, or select the RPG game folder just to be safe. And then right click on it and add a new Windows form. Just like that, and I'm just going to call it Quest1, okay? So Quest1. That is the name of the form. So here it is. It's the Quest1. And we're just going to rename this form variable. Instead of Quest1, we're going to put FRM Quest1, because all these are forms. It's a form base, so that's why I use FRM. I mean, you don't have to, but so we see FRM. It's that global layer. Okay, so we'll leave those border for now, because once we're done, we'll remove them. If you don't provide these close buttons, you can't close out of it. So just leave it for now, and we'll remove them later. Okay, so as you can see, when we play the game, we should always see that, well, not here, the design, the label and the HP, right? So usually that's always visible. So what you can do is you can just copy this, all three of these tabs, items, and copy it and then paste it to the Quest1 form here. And you kind of have to adjust a little bit. I'm sure there are better ways to do this, to just insert it automatically, but let's just say we do this manually for now. And let's change the background of this design to a dark color. That's what the form here. Click the form and change the back color to something dark so we can see the labels. So we could pick something like a little web, and for this one I'm going to pick like a maroon color. Now once we copy this here, if you click on this bar here, you scroll up, you see that the name is still the same, right? They're retained. PGB Hero HP. This is still, they all should still be retained. So the same name are copied over, and that's great. Because what we're going to do is we want to copy the same data from the other design and just add it to the code here, so the data will be consistent. So every inventory you go to, you create will have this HP bar at the top of the form. So far so good. All right, so again, so usually you come here, you will give a little dialogue, explain what's going on, and you give some options, and then you click, 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 right? Now, as you click, let's say if you have like, options to choose or to do in here, you would have another button or another image here and make that clickable. And once you select that, then you can, again, load another screen if you want. If you don't want to load another screen, you can overlay all your designs here in the same form, and all you do is just basically hide them, right? Hide them and only show them when that that image or that design or that particular scene is visible, and you just show them again. But it's a little bit hard because it's again, C# is not designed for that. So it's easier to just click it, load a new form again. But let's just say we're here and we're going to have a monster here. Okay, so I'm going to go to the view and show my toolbar again, toolbox. And I'm going to add something here, so just to show that it's a monster. So usually you have a picture of a monster. There's a picture box, right? Image box. You can put in there. But for simplicity's sake, we're just going to put, I can put a picture box if you want, like drag that here. And I don't have a picture. I don't think I have any picture in here. Let's see. If I click that one there, click the little arrow, and then choose an image. And let's see what I have inside here. So I don't have anything here. You can go to import. Yeah, this is where it would store a copy of that here. If it's not, you're going to go and import one from your machine. And let's say I'm going to pick one from the picture. That's what I have here. It's my picture here. That's a Rudy. So let's just say I have this koala. I don't know. So there. It's a big one. The koala is the you can edit this. Image size. The size mode, maybe here. You can change it so that it's auto size. Stretch the image to fit. Okay, go to size mode and then just make the fit here. So this is the monster we're going to battle. Something like that. And we'll give it a name. Picture box. So we can say PIC koala. And normally when you do something like this, when you battle, you're going to show its HP too, right? So you can make a copy of that HP and put it on the right side. Okay, so you can copy this and just control drag and put on the right side. And we're going to reverse this, I guess. It's going to go to the left side, and we'll do it this way. And they put a koala name right here, and then its HP numbers will be here, I guess. Okay, this is us on the left, and this is the monster. And now we have to give it a different name. So the label here will be LBL koala HP. I mean, they're called koala, but it should be just enemy, right? But it should be a unique name. This one here will be LBL koala name. And see, the hero is PGB hero HP, so this would be PGB koala HP. And it's an enemy one, so we want to pick a different color maybe, because this one here is green. I think let's see, ours is green. I wonder what color this is. What color is blue? Well, let's see what it looks like. So to make sure you save it. And then actually we need to add maybe like 2 more buttons here. One to say attack, one to say run. So I'm going to go back to that toolbox, which I closed already. You can add here 2 buttons. And I'm just going to do one first. This will be to say, this is the BTN attack. We'll design that first and we'll copy it over. I'll make that font size a little bit bigger. Let's put 18 here. And the text will be attack. Okay, so that's the attack. And we can pick a different color for that. If it's attack, maybe you put green, right? The 4 color. I think it's the 4 color. Or is it back color? No, that's the text. We want the background. None. Oh, we don't want image. What is it? Oh well. We'll do that later. So let's control click and drag another one here. So we have an attack, and we have here where we just say run. So with the name here, BTN run. And we change the text to say run. Okay. Oh, I shouldn't put exclamation mark. So the 2 options are there. Well, when we run, it's pretty easy, right? So when we run, we basically close the form. And let's just say if we run, we're just gonna end it up back to the main town. So it depends how many layers you build into it. If you have another form that loads this battle scene, then when you run, you close that, it's going to take you back to the previous screen, right? So when I click run, we are really going to go back to the main town. And we can do that here. So basically run, if you double click that, in the code, we just say this close, or me close, right? Or this that's close, this that close, and it just means you run. And that's it for that one, right? And then you can put a message to say, phew, that was close, right? Or whatever you need to put it here. That's the run. And the attack, we need to do that too. So double click the attack. Now we have the function here. We'll put some notes in here, attack enemy. And this is what the hero would do the attack. Where we do the random numbers. We'll compare the random number. We draw a random number, and then we'll either that or we compare, random number, and then we take the number, I guess. Yeah, we'll decide how to do this, because the HP, we have a strength for our character, and then a strength for the enemy also. Yeah, we do a number, and whatever the number is, we'll just subtract that from the enemy's HP, right? And we'll do like maybe like either a hit or a miss. So you could choose like random between 1 and maybe like between 1 or, if it's 1 or 2, that's too obvious, right? You get 50-50 chance to miss. So you don't want to miss a lot. That's not good. You want to do like maybe between 1 and 5. So 1 out of 5 chances that you might miss. Or maybe depending on how big the number is, that's the strength of the attack. So you can put like between 0 or 1 through 5. If it's a 1, or maybe including 0, I guess if it's a 0, then that's a miss. If it's a 1, then you get a tiny attack. If it's a 5, it's a huge attack. So you subtract 5 from the HP of the enemy. Okay, something like that, right? So we'll do that here in a minute. So first, let's go back to the main town design. Right here. So since we got our Quest1 created, we need to go into the Quest1 here, the main town, and double click the Quest1 here. Then we need to, here I put hero attack. We're not going to do that here. This will be on the other one. Okay. We're going to load that screen. And to load that Quest1 screen, it would do something similar to what we did up here. So on the very top, we have to create objects. So the very top here, I'm going to say frm main, Quest1. And we can call it just, I guess, Quest1. We create that object there. What do we call it? There's a convention. I forgot what it's called. Let's see. Go back to the main menu. What do we call it? Options menu. Yeah, the menu thing. So we can go and put back to me. Quest1. Yeah, why not just put Quest1 menu? So just that it's consistent. So Quest1 menu. Then down here, when we load that, the click, we're going to say Quest1 menu equals new frm Quest1. We instantiate that, right? instantiate. Remember we learned yesterday about instantiation? Because form Quest1 is a class. All these menus you have here are classes. Okay, all these are all classes. To use them, you have to instantiate them like I did here. Like the hero equals new hero. So once you instantiate that, then we can go ahead and open that menu. So we can go Quest1 menu dot show dialog. It's a function, and that's it. So we open the dialog, then we also want to hide the main town. We don't want to show it. So before we open that dialog, we actually want to close it. So up here, I want to say this dot hide. Okay, you hide it first, and then we load that main menu. So we jump over to the other screen. When we close the other screen, we're going to come back to the same place here, and then we move to the next screen. Well, since we hide it, we have to show it back, right? You can say this dot show. Okay, so now if you go back to the Quest1 design, we have the HP levels here. Right now we did not provide any code yet, even though the names are in place. We did not provide the code to, grab the name and so on. Because if you look in the source code, there's nothing here, right? Unlike our town, the main town, we have actual data to populate that hero. So what you want to do is you want to copy this same data and from the main town. It's called the main town load. We're going to copy all this since they have the same name, right? And then we're going to switch over to the Quest1.cs, and as you can see, there's no load function here. Not yet. So to create that form or the function, it's pretty easy, right? You go back to the design and click the form here. So click the blue bar, so you select the form, and just double click it. So here we get the form load, and then we copy the same code here. So when we load the form, we're going to get the data from the main form and get its information here. And let me see if everything is correct here. Yeah, well, let's just save this. Save all of them, and we'll run it and see what it looks like. That's the only thing to know, right? It may not work, but we don't know yet. So I'm going to go and run, and if there's any errors, it will let us know. So here we go. I'm going to go continue. Let's start the game. So HP is filled up here. And then I'm going to go to Quest1. So there it is. I forgot to change the name again. So meet the monster here already. And then we're going to code so that the HP level also be full. Okay. And then we can do attack. Right now it doesn't do anything yet. So when we click attack, it's going to roll a random number. And that HP level will decrease or stays the same. If we roll a 0, then we can put a message here, something say, oh, you miss, right? If it's a hit, then we decrease the value here. And then after we attack, though, we have to also do the AI part, right? And as a coder, you're responsible for the AI. That means that Koala also gets to attack us too, maybe, right? It's a turn-based, right? So we attack first, and then it will attack us, and depending on the random number again, our HP will be decreased or stay the same, depends. And we'll keep attacking until whoever wins. Okay? Since we don't have the code for that yet, then we could just say run, and then we're back to this town again. Okay? But remember, when we do that, though, our HP always stays persistent across all these levels. It should be the same. It doesn't mean that when we load the screen, it's going to be back to 100% again, right? It's always stayed as it was. It should be live. Okay, so if we complete it already, then, and so the next time when you want to run again, maybe you shouldn't show this again. If you show, you say, oh, you already completed, there's nothing to do here, just go back. Or you can just turn this off so that you cannot access this button anymore. Right, so that's complete. You put a checkbox here, check mark, that's done, and then you move to the next quest, and so on. Okay, so looking good. And then let's fix the name here, Bounty Hunter, for now. And then we go over here, we also want to create an enemy, because this will be an enemy class that will load its HP and its name here. And I did not center this one here. So let's quit. And back to the design, and let's click the form here. The start position should be center screen. All right. So to change the name here, we have to go back all the way back to our hero class. And let's see what it looks like. I forgot what it looks like. So the hero class here. And we mistyped the name here. This is Bount. So it should be Bounty. Default HP is 100. So here's the attack. And here's the run. So we did not call the run function. We could call the run function when we click the button here to run. I just close it, right? Before you close it, maybe you want to call the hero function run and do something here. You know, maybe if you do anything. If it's not, then that's fine. Again, that's up to you, right? So if there's nothing done, then we just go back here and just say close it, and then we're done. That's fine too. Okay, so we got a hero name, HP saved. That's great, good. And now let's create the enemy class. So we can name those information here. So it'll be very similar. So I would just copy the hero class here. And then we're just going to copy it. And then paste it right back in here, okay? So paste right back. Is there a paste? Yeah, just Control-C, Control-V, shortcut. And we're going to change the hero class to, say, enemy. And open the enemy class. And we have to change the name here. The class will be enemy. Everywhere where it says hero, we're going to change that to enemy. Yeah, so we'll just leave it as is for now. And it has a name, it has its own HP, and then we have to also give it a name. So again, default We could put the koala for now. It's not the best way to do it, but it's defaulted to that. I'm just creating one enemy. So usually you have a list of enemies, and then when you create one enemy, you give it a different name. But this is a default name for our enemy. So we learned this last time, right? These are properties. Remember, I used the public string name, then get and set. Here I used the lowercase name. I mean, you could use the uppercase if you want. But it doesn't matter. I think C# will probably use the uppercase names, but that's okay. Okay, so nothing's changed, just the name here. We got the name changed to koala. So now back to our main program, the main CS in here. Okay, if you double click the form, go inside here so you can see the code. You see way up in the top, we created our hero here. And this hero exists throughout the entire game. That's why you put it in the main program. But our enemy doesn't have to be here, right? Our enemy only lives in that Quest1. So we're not going to add it here, but it'll be very similar. So I'm going to copy this and then go to the Quest1.cs up here. So the very top, I'm going to put the enemy here. So this would be a hero, not hero, but the enemy object. And we call it the enemy class. And we call it enemy1, but we can call it koala. And then new enemy. Didn't like it. Let's see. I didn't import it or not. Let's see. Enemy here. It's in there. RPG game. Oh, I mistyped it. That's why. Typo. And then enemy. That's too many. And then enemy. All right. So make sure you fix that. Back to the Quest1 CS. So enemy1 is called koala, and then we have the enemy here. Okay, so down here we have the load form. We have these HPs here. We can copy this again and put right below it. This is the enemy's info. Put a note here. Enemy data. This is the hero data here. So just replace this basically. We call it, what do we call ours? I think PGB koala HP, right? Koala HP is going to come from not the form, but the current one that we have up here. So we just call it koala. That's it. Right? We do not call it from the main form. Our hero exists from the main form. So that's why we have to do that. But for ours, it's just basically koala. .hp, and the same thing here, koala.name, and then koala hp2 string, but these will be lbl, not hero, but koala name, and then this is the label. I think I call it koala. I just call it HP. We should call it HP level to be consistent. Okay, so let's save this. And let's see what it looks like now. Okay, so run again, continue, start, Quest1, and there it is. The koala is HP. We're going to fix that. It's both level. And then when we attack, then we're going to decrease the HP here. So based on the random number. And so when we come back tomorrow, you can continue building this, or again, it's a lab day, so catch up with your homework. And we'll see how much time we can complete this, but maybe we'll continue this next week. And I'll leave that to you and see how you can finish this. Or again, at least it will give you a head start of what your game might be about. Okay, so when you attack, again, just a random number. So that means when you go into the Quest1, we attack and then we'll roll a random number here. Get random number, and then update enemy HP, and then here enemy attack, and then get random number, and then update hero HP. Right? That's the logic here. So we attack first, and then the enemy is going to attack back. We click again, and then it attacks back. Okay? It's a turn base. All right, guys. Thank you, and I'll see you guys back tomorrow.